Hello and welcome to our channel. My name's Laura. So this is the very first video for our channel, Amethyst Light Therapies. And what I thought I would do would be to start with a collective energy reading. So for that I will work with tarot and oracle cards this time. So let's get started. So the collective energy reading will just be sort of like a general overview of themes and the experience of the collective, more generalized rather than specific events in people's lives. So, whoop. Feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to watch the shuffling, although my shuffling I connect with the energy, so there might be a few tidbits while I'm shuffling. I feel like the energy is at the moment kind of like a great push to get moving. I know a lot of us are in lockdown or isolation at the moment still, and a lot of people are not working. This feels more like a push to ease up the space for new things coming in. And it's getting more and more urgent. It's not, it's not like if you don't by a certain time, then nothing good's going to happen. But it feels like that it's like the longer you put it off, the longer you're going to put off your receiving what you're trying to manifest, what you're calling for. So there's this real sense of heightened energy as well. It's like building. So it's like now it's like if you haven't let go of what you knew you needed to let go of up until this point, and like for months now, if you've been delaying, it's like now is really a push for you to do it. You might also feel this manifest as some anxiety or this real sense of you're running out of time, but you are not running out of time. That's sort of like that's not true. It's not that you're running out of time. It's that it's just like this push for you to reach for more. And to reach for more, you need to be in that space to do so. So that's why it's right. Why you might feel in more of a sense of urgency. Plus, the energy is quite full on. Can be full on. So if those things are still lingering, then it's much harder for you to deal with all that is occurring on an energetic level as well. So it's all about clearing up space. Yeah, clearing up space. And it has been for some time, but a lot of people have been going through this work. But it's also that a sense of you can do a lot of this for yourself. You're not incapable. And so it's like, are you going to take up your own authority? Are you going to step into your own authority over what you will and won't accept, what you will hold on to, and what needs to be let go. And no one can tell you exactly what you should or shouldn't do. In the end, you know deep down what is right for you, even if on some level you're holding back from that. There is an element, a part of you that knows already. And that's what it is. It's like your call to action has been like on a repeated timer over the past few months. And whilst you still might not be able to physically do as much as you would like, it's like do what you can from where you are. And so that alarm is getting louder and louder. It's like, come on, you know. So, yeah. But once you listen and you realise that there's so much potential, it won't be so overwhelming as well. That's another aspect of it. And a lot of people, like I'm aware, just with people I've interacted with, and seeing on social media and things, a lot of people are going through many different shifts, and by clearing space, you determine how you move forward from that shift. So it's like you're at a crossroads, right? Say you've got two ways you could go, although there could be multiple, but there's two ways you could go, and one way is more beneficial for you. One way is like elevating, and the other way is like a roundabout way, a bit of downhill, a bit of uphill, a bit of downhill again. And if you haven't sort of cleared the space so that you can navigate, then you could either quite easily go down that detour. Not to say you're never going to go back on track, but you could go down that detour, or alternatively, you could go just come to a standstill and have to wait, till you feel, well, not have to wait till you feel deserving of it, but it's like you're at the standstill, you're waiting there, but it's like you've got to take that step. You have to take that step. So it's about you holding yourself back from it. So you're either going to be at the standstill, where eventually maybe something will blow you either this way or that way. But so ideally we want to be going down the path that is for our highest good, the path that we feel that deep calling for. And there's multiple opportunities, not to say there's not, but it'd be nice if we could take the right direction all the time, or what's right for us all the time. Yeah. So there's a lot of undercurrents, things that we're working on in our subconscious while we're sleeping. There's a lot of energy shifts. There's things from the past that haven't been dealt with or haven't been fully dealt with. That's all getting uncovered, all getting released. And resistance to that is what's holding us back. There's a lot outside of ourselves that is being uncovered as well. So it's like we need to look after ourselves, and we need to do what will help us, so that we can easier navigate the terrain. That's the collective energy. So what we're working towards is this really shifting our focus or shifting our ideas about what will bring us happiness and fulfillment, and also not looking outside ourselves for that happiness and fulfillment. It's like looking within, and really feeling what's going to make us feel fulfilled. So yeah, because at the moment, you know, our collective energy, our collective sort of what we're dealing with, what as a collective we're going through is a heightening of our intuition, but also uncovering of things that are sort of blocking us from following our guidance, following our path. And the moon is like things uncovered, can be intuition, subconscious, emotion. Yeah. And the crossing of it is the 10 of Cups. And so this is talking about cycles ending and a new beginning. It's like new, brighter beginning, like the rainbow after the storm or after the rain. But in this instance, it's talking about really discovering what is going to be our fulfillment, our happiness, what it is that's going to make us feel more alive, instead of making other people happy all the time or aligning ourselves to what makes other people happy but isn't necessarily aligning with our truth. Because in the past position we have the Empress, and so this is talking about this is like a really abundant card, nurturing. The Empress is, you know, she's full of life and mother-like energy. She is beautiful within and without. Yeah, and she's in that good place. But being in the past position, it's like we're perhaps a lot of us are thinking, and this is something that we need to work on or get out of. Think listfulness of the past, like, you know, nostalgia, thinking that the past, what we had in the past, is better than what we have now, and thinking like because it is in the past that it is a loss not being here anymore or not being in that energy, and also realizing that being abundant means for you, and a shift in that as well. Like what you once thought was like the ideal, your ideal, what you look like, what you felt like, or more like what you look like, what you had about you, has shifted, and it's going deeper, and realizing that there's more, that you want more, something that isn't tangible to you, but it's more deeper and more fulfilling. The feeling it evokes. Yeah. And for some of us now, we're just at a standstill. We know, many of us know now, many like of the collective, many of us, we know now what will make us happy. It's like we've gone through that, or some of us are still going through it. Others have gone through it, and now we are waiting. But there's things we can do now for ourselves. Not everything that we want to get started on probably we can do yet, but yeah. But we've got the Hangman in this position, so it's like it's also talking about a change in perspective. He's enlightened, you know, he knows where he needs to go. The path is lit for him, but he's just hang in there, you know, waiting. It's like, stop waiting. It's time. Yeah. And consciously we're trying to navigate new terrain, and perhaps trying to control a little bit too much. But we're sort of feeling like we're in our thoughts, even in our actions, but mostly in our mental body, in our thoughts, we feel like we're just on the precipice. We're like between getting overrun and smooth waters, but we're navigating this. We're just navigating this really thin channel. It's like this way. Yeah, this way is like craziness, crazy town, and this direction is uncharted territory, which is equally as frightening. So we're sort of just in that narrow channel between the two, thinking, yeah, if I buy my time, when's the perfect moment? When's the perfect moment? When's the perfect moment? But ideally, we need to be, instead of focusing on controlling when, focusing on what we can do, you know, what we can do now, what we can control. And subconsciously, in that subconscious mind, we've got the Magician. So that really reaffirms that in our sleep, in our subconscious, even, we're really going through these shifts. And it now is a process of uncovering all that's hidden within us, all that hidden potential, because we have all that we need. We're connected to Source, where we've got the knowledge, we've got the skill, we've got the passion, the drive, we've got the emotion, you know, we've got the mental, we've got the clarity and the astuteness to keep going, and to navigate. But it's just uncovering and realizing that for ourselves. So that's what's going on in that subconscious, on that subconscious level, that we're needing to, that we're sort of working with. And we get snippets, and then we get a little bit down again, then we get snippets. But now it's really about finding that balance. So finding that balance between constantly having to dive deep and actually taking conscious action, if that makes sense. And a decision to make. How is this all that I have discovered, or how all that I've gone through, all that I've learned, how is this going to take form, or how am I going to put this to use? And that's a decision that we're needing to make. But also finding balance and harmony. Like, we don't want to keep delving deep and think we've always got to delve so deep that we get stuck in there. It's like, we've got to delve deep, and what are we doing with it? Are we healing? Are we learning from it? Are we learning what happened to us? Had a lesson? Are we learning the lesson? Are we understanding the lesson? Are we understanding that this is helping us forward? Yeah. And all that's going outside of us, or going on, outside of us, in the, you know, in the world around us, is having that, giving us concern and worry, added stress. And we're thinking a lot about what's going on outside, which is understandable. And we're also concerned about our well-being, our stability, paying each bill, you know. And this is giving us some sleepless nights as well. There's a lot of thinking happening. The swords are the thoughts, the ideas, the mental body. But you're preparing for the end of the worry, Yeah. And perhaps there's also an element of other people's worries, other people's concerns, having an influence on our own thoughts, our own feelings, our own concerns, you know. There's a lot going on out there, a lot of things being said, a lot of confusion. And we're taking that with us. Some of us are taking that with us as we go to sleep. So it's a good idea to clear your energy before you go to sleep as well. Cut any cords. Ask Archangel Michael to help you to be in your own space and protect you as you sleep. Yeah. Because things are going to start moving quite quickly. I think a lot of us are concerned about how we're going to continue on from this, but the energy feels like it's going to move quite quickly. There's going to be like a moment where everything gets back into high gear for a lot of us. Yeah. And so we're really being encouraged to really challenge our thought processes, challenge our ideas, our beliefs of self, and be discerning. Be very discerning. If you hear something or you read something and it concerns you, or even if it doesn't concern you, just take a moment to take some deep breaths and check in with that heart space and really feel the energy. Is it true? Just feel it. Just feel, is it true? Does this sit right with me? Do I believe it? Because your intuition, your inner knowing will guide you. Because not everything that is said or spoken or written is true. Far from it. And even if it's true for some people, it's not always true for you as well. So it's like we really need to listen to ourselves as well. While other perspectives are great, and it's good to get an outside perspective and to learn from others, there's always got to be that element of seeing how it sits for you. Plus, if you hear something that maybe is true, but it doesn't resonate with you, then you may as well not have heard it in the first place, if that makes sense. Like, sorry, there's birds outside the window. Yeah, because it has no meaning unless it has a resonance with you. Everything that you read, words, if it doesn't spark something in you, then it doesn't have any meaning. We give things meaning. Our experience gives things meaning, if that makes sense. Yeah, so as I said, being discerning, only take what really sits right with you. 7 is about going within, and so I would encourage you, or it feels like we are being encouraged to really be discerning, because there is a lot of crazy and there's a lot to navigate. Yeah. And so the outcome, well, the immediate sort of outcome, moving forward from this moment, is the Page of Pentacles for us. So that is going to be different for everyone, but coming out of this coronavirus lockdown, moving on from now, it's about navigating something new, being a learner, you know. The page is learning, is in the stage of learning, and that is with the pentacles. It's really on that physical level, on the home life, on the material realm, the work realm. So this is like things that were working before. It's now that's a bit different now. It's not going to work the same way. So we're having to learn, and learn as we go. That's the thing. Learn through experience. That's how we're moving forward with everything. And I will grab one. So they were the Rider-Waite Tarot, if anyone is interested. I'll just finish off. Yeah. So the last card is an oracle card from the Oracle of the Unicorns by Cordelia Brabbs. Forgive me if I didn't get that quite right. And we get rebirth. So I'll just read it. Reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. And that's really what's being called for now as we move out of this coronavirus crazy town. Is really inventing ourselves, but it's more like reinventing ourselves, but also aligning ourselves closer or more in alignment with our truth, what we're meant to be, what we feel called to do this lifetime, what we're passionate about. There's colours of pink being that loving and that heart space energy, and the reds is the stability, but it's also fire, you know, and the orange is fire, the passion, really feeling, reinvigorating yourself, really feeling more alive. And the way we do that is by embracing the things we enjoy, living each moment, enjoying each moment. The yellow is the personal power, so it's really calling us to believe in ourselves, believe we are worthy, believe we deserve, open up to the abundance that is on offer if we accept, right? And so that's the sort of energy that's going on. So if you're feeling like there's heightened energy, which there is at the moment, that I know I've had a few quite sleepless nights. It's like a lot of energy going on. If you feel that, know that this is trying to shift us and help us rise, you know, rise like the phoenix, embrace ourselves, embrace our power, our spirituality, our sexuality, and really move forward with a deep sense of purpose. And you don't need to know exactly what you're meant to do in each moment, or even what you're meant to do 10 years from now. It's more like, what am I feeling called for right in this minute, in this moment? And being present in that moment in order to be able to listen and know deep down which way you're going. Plus, we're here to enjoy you. I mean, we learn, we grow. We're here to learn and grow and evolve and love. But we're also here to live and experience. And part of that living, that experience, really embracing that love of self and love of the world around you, the environment, nature, is about living and experiencing and enjoying every single moment. So yes, I think I will leave that there for today. Thank you for joining me for this first video for our page, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.